Hey guys, and welcome to the 7th and final week of the GPC Season 3. Before we get into the video itself, I'd like to apologise for this being uploaded on Sunday and not Saturday. We had our battle yesterday evening even, and so that's why I am recording one day late. But that's neither here nor there. This week we're facing Chris, who has a shot at playoffs actually. With Bob's result this week, which I will not spoil. He had a chance to make it if he would beat me by a certain differential, which I will not spoil once again. You'll have to watch Bob's video or Chris's video, which I'm sure he will, in which he will explicit that, but links to him as always will be in the description. His team was extremely scary before he switched out Cresselia. He got rid of his Cress. Now Cress doesn't match up particularly well against my team. Finding I have a Chandelure, I have a Hydreigon, I have things that can pretty much nuke it, but it's still something that's there to annoy me. And with the last transfer period, he gave it over to Matt, who's in the other division. He also picked up Dugtrio for something that he dropped that I can't remember at all. And I can't remember how he got Diancie, but he got Diancie. And his team sort of didn't fit together well, and it lost a lot to one that I picked up myself, which is Embor right here. And I swapped out, I believe my first drop was Luvdiscs for Rotom Fan, that was specifically for Mega Pinsir. I then dropped Tentacruel to pick up Embor, and then Vileplume to pick up Serperior. The reason I have Sigilyph was because I gave Mesprit to Shardy. I didn't need it this week, and it's a mon that he likes, so why not? Yeah, so the team that I decided to bring did factor in a few of my new arrivals, because they do a lot of work against this team, namely Embor and Serperior. Rotom was, as I said before, there for Mega Scizor. Other mons that do well are Terrakion and Chandelure. I brought those two as well. And of course the standard every week I brought him, it's Mega Scizor. And yeah, we'll move on to the team builder in a sec. So just going over his team quickly, he's got Victini, Zapdos, Milotic, Crocodile, Durant, Diancie, Registeel, Kyurem, Dugtrio, and Mega Pinsir. The Shadow Ball, Fire Blast combo 2-hit KOs everything on his team. It's that simple. Providing Diancie isn't an Assault Vest set or a bulky one. Terrakion Stone Edge kills everything, and well, it kills nearly everything on his team, or 2-hit KOs it, and everything that it doesn't gets completely botted by close combat. Same goes for Embor. Its coverage just destroys his team. Head Smash, Wild Charge, Flare Blitz, or even the fighting type, Flare Blitz, Iron Head, which I think I brought in the end, Flare Blitz or Head Smash, Flare Blitz or Head Smash. You know, it really destroys a lot of his team, especially if I bring a Banded set or a Life Orb set, which I will do, and you'll see that soon enough. His team, threats-wise, Mega Pinsir is always a threat, but that's the sole reason I have Rotom Fan there. And aside from that, there's not really much that I'm scared of. I'm kind of scared of Kyurem, because that mon's always scary. And Victini as well, but I can play around those pretty well. So yeah, we'll hop into the team builder now. So I'll see you in a sec. So this is the team that I brought. As you can see, I brought a Choice Band Embor, a bulky one with 28 in speed, just so that something doesn't speed creep me. I can't remember what was slower. I think Registeel was one of them, something else as well. But this is the coverage that I mentioned before. It basically OHKOs everything on his team. It's pretty much that simple. The only thing that can really switch in and take one, it can't take two, is maybe fully defensive Intimidate Crook, but it's definitely not going to appreciate a Flare Blitz. Nothing on his team really does, aside from Milotic, which just gets bought by Wild Charge. So this is the thing that's really going to put pressure on his team, and it's going to really hurt him if he's not careful. Then we have a lead Taunt, Stone Edge, Close Combat Shucker Berry, Terrakion. The reason I have this is if he leads Dugtrio, I Stone Edge, breaking his sash, Close Combat to kill it, and I can take an Earthquake with Shucker. If he leads with Crook, I Taunt it to stop it from setting up rocks. I can Stealth Rock if it's something else, then I can safely set up rocks on. Or Stone Edge if it's something I can hit hard. So yeah, this was just basically my lead. Enough speed to outspeed Jolly Victini, and that's the set, yeah. The rest in HP and in attack, of course. And then we have Scarf Willow Rotom. It's got enough speed to outspeed a base 80 max speed. I can't remember what it was that... Oh no, I think it's Milotic maybe. It's got something that could possibly be Scarf that I can outspeed. If not, I just outspeed everything, you know, because it's Scarfed. Willow, Volt Switch, Foul Play Air Slash. Foul Play was for Pinsir if it got +2, or for, I'm forgetting the name of it now, Durant. It takes a lot from Foul Play. Will-O-Wisp, of course, just in case I want to stop Mega Pinsir if it's going to set up in my face, or even Durant, or even Crook, or pretty much everything on his team that's physical. That's all that the burn's there for, of course. The rest in special attack and in HP. Volt Switch Air Slash is decent coverage against this team, so there was no need to bring Dark Pulse or Sucker Punch or even Trick. Then we have the only defensive really mon that I have. This has enough speed to outspeed. I think it's 4 in speed Milotic. It's either 4 or 8 in speed, so that I can get a U-turn off and have a favourable matchup before I take damage. I've got Defog and Roost as my 2 sort of supportive moves. U-turn and Bullet Punch because it's Mega Scissor. You have to bring Bullet Punch and U-turn for momentum switching up, and it goes well with the Volt Switch on this. So then we have a Sub-Carmined Chandelure. I've tried this set a couple of times before, never really pulled it off, and this is one of the weeks where I feel like I can do so. If his Registeel's in, I can sub up freely. If he's got his Zapdos in and it's not offensive, I can start setting up in its face. There's a lot of things that I can do with this mon. I planned this way before he even got rid of Cress, and it still puts in the work regardless against this team, so that's why it's here. 172 in speed was to outspeed something in particular, which I can't remember at this moment in time. The rest in HP and in special attack modest, of course, just to really nuke something. And then we have Superior with Cobra Berry to take a quick attack, or we can actually take a return. We can take a +2 quick attack with this as well. HP Rock, specifically for Zapdos and Pinsir. Giga Drain, Leaf Storm just because that's for recovery and that's for the boosts, and Dragon Pulse for what's it called? Damn it, Curin. This, as you can see right here, and it was on the day, is contrary, and similarly to the issue that I had in week 3, something messed up on Showdown, I don't know, but you'll see. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, something really bad happened with this. Yeah, well, you'll see in the battle, because it's pretty self-explanatory when you see it. I got really surprised and it really annoyed me because it could have swayed the momentum in the game very heavily. Thankfully, it didn't too much. It kind of mattered, and I'll go over it when it happens, but yeah, it's not huge. It's not completely game-changing. So that's the team that I brought. It hits everything on his team extremely hard, and it deals with a lot of his threats, mainly the 2 in the middle there to wall. And yeah, I guess we might as well just hop straight into the battle now, and I'll see you on the other end. So the teams that were brought, as I expected, Mega Pinsir, of course, Zapdos and Victini. Those were the real 3 that could do anything to my team. Durant I wasn't really expecting, but I can deal with it. Milotic is just there as a wall, but I've got this to snipe it, completely explode it, and this as well. And Crook, of course, because I think he's brought it every week, or near to every week at the very least. So we'll just go over very quickly how this battle went down. It was quite a short battle, if I remember correctly. It could have been shorter than it was. So yeah, let's just hop straight in. I lead off with Terrakion, as I said before. I think he leads with Milotic. He has something out at first. Yeah, it is Milotic. I predict a Scald. I just decide to go straight out into Superior. And he goes with a Hydro Pump, which shows he's sort of more of an offensive set. I don't know if he's got that specifically to OHKO this, or to do damage to this. I'm not sure. But not running Scald is kind of strange to me, but it shows he's more of an offensive set. Here I predict him to double out into Zapdos, I believe. I predict him to switch out into either Zapdos or into Victini, and he doesn't, he stays in and goes for an Ice Beam. Here I'm completely confused as to what this is. I'm sort of expecting it to be AV, with the way that he's playing it and the way that his moveset is. But yeah, he switches out into Victini now, as I go for the rocks. I was going to let this die regardless, because because I didn't have much to switch into the Ice Beam and water coverage that it had aside from Sizzle, but I didn't want to switch it in on a Hydro Pump. So I do that, and here I make a ballsy play. He could very easily go for the Zen Headbutt, but I sort of expect him to Mega Scizor and go for the V-Create, so I stay in. He does go for the V-Create, and I get off a Stone Edge and kill this thing off, and that's one of the biggest threats to my team gone.
Yeah! Oh shit! I don't even know what fucking sound that was.
It's simple as the crit did not matter at all. This is a freaking Terrakion. And here is probably the weirdest play. I expected him, either he's going to Mega Evolve and Quick Attack and kill this, or he'll predict the switch into Rotom and go for a Stone Edge, and then basically he's got free reign on my team. It's that simple. And I didn't want to risk that. I wanted to make sure that my Rotom, if it switched in, would be full HP, and I wanted to make sure it couldn't set up a Sword Stance freely. And so I stay in and go for a Stone Edge as he goes for a non-Quick Attack move. So maybe an Earthquake predicting Chandelure, or even Mega Scizor, maybe a Return, or maybe even a Sword Stance, I'm not sure. But this thing just dies straight up, and that's his two biggest offensive threats are completely gone. Now I go out into Mega Scizor as he goes for an Aerial Ace, which is kind of surprising, but it works well with Hustle, and gets a crit. That scared me because I thought if he gets another one as I Mega Evolve, if he's going for something else like a Crunch, then that could potentially kill. So I just go for a Roost. He switches out into Zapdos. Here I'm thinking Heat Wave, I've got a Flash Fire Chandelure, and if it's defensive I can take a Volt Switch easily. That's a Life Orb Volt Switch, and it does a lot of damage. Here I expect him to either Pursuit or set up the rocks, predicting my switch, and so I just go for a Fire Blast. He goes for a safe knockoff. It does end up killing Chandelure, and that's once again Chandelure going down to a knockoff or a Dark type at the very least. So yeah, that Chandelure's not been putting up great performances this season, but you know, it happens. Here I go out into Mega Scizor. This can't do much to me, and I can just safely U-turn on this or whatever he switches into. He goes for the Fire Fang, which I wasn't expecting, and that does a lot of damage, but because I'm Mega Scizor I can tank it, and he gets the freaking burn. Here I was so annoyed, because if he flinched me here, this was a dead Mega Scizor. It's that simple. And now it's basically crippled. It can't do much to Milotic, it can't do much to this. The U-turn only does, yeah, it only does 43% to this, so that's showing it's a more of a bulky set. It's not fully defensive, but it's more bulky, and here I get a free switch into Superior, and if you look at his team, nothing outspeeds me, because he's shown that Zapdos and Durant aren't Scarfed. He's shown that Milotic isn't Scarfed. I'm guessing his Scarfer was Victini, and I just basically click Leaf Storm and then sweep his team. It's that simple. The HP Rock is a roll on Durant. Milotic gets killed by a Leaf Storm. HP Rock kills Zapdos after its Rock switching when it's on 71%, was it? 65%, yeah, it just dies to an HP Rock after Rock switching. So I basically sweep his team on a roll for Durant, and it's a roll in my favour. It's not an unfavourable roll. I go for the Leaf Storm, it kills, and I'm not freaking contrary.
What a fucking job!
Showdown messed up once again. This happened before with Nidoking against Omega. It didn't matter in the end, but this was a sweep, simply put. I basically won, and at this point, and it's very, very unfortunate that this happened. Overall, it didn't matter all too much in the end, but that should have been game right there. That's as simple as that. It should have been game. But Showdown messing up, I don't know how it happened. I'm suspecting Rufus hacking, because if I'd have got a 5-0 there, I'd have tied with Rufus, and I would have been ahead of him. I would have been I would have had the same differential as him, but I would have been placed higher because I beat him in our match. So I would have been in 6th, and he would have been in 7th, which is unfortunate. But here I stay in and go for a Leaf Storm. It does 40%. It does quite a bit of damage. He misses a Hydro Pump. Wouldn't have done too much anyway. You saw it did 36% before. Here I expect him to recover Ice Beam, so I just go into this. I get a free Roost up, but he's running more than 8 in speed, so he kills this off. So there goes my I was going to sing There Goes My Hero by whatever that band is called. No, there goes my 5-0, there goes my chances to tie and then surpass Rufus. So that's where it kind of mattered. It doesn't really matter in the end. I know I'm better than Rufus, so it doesn't matter. He goes out into Durant, and here I predict him to over-predict because he has to sort of play around now, and I go for an HP Rock and I get a kill on this. Oh no, I don't quite kill it, but the next HP Rock does kill it, so that's a free kill for this. Here he goes back into Durant. I can't remember what I do. I think I go into Rotom. Yeah, I go into Rotom because I know he's going to X-Scissor. He misses. It wouldn't have done too much anyway. I get a Volt Switch kill. It's that simple. And back out into this. Leaf Storm is a roll at this point, and I know I can tank an Ice Beam, so I go for a Giga Drain. It does over half. He goes for an Ice Beam, and this is basically a kill. It's really unfortunate that I stopped him from reaching playoffs, but I can't, I can't give somebody a game just for that. I played Bob fairly in the first match. He won 2-0. I can't just gift a game to somebody just because it's the nice thing to do. Either way, it would be wrong. The 4-0 win is my biggest win of the season, I believe. I won 1-0, 3-0, and 4-0. And it's one of the biggest margins in my matches. It should have been a 5-0, theoretically. I think it was a 63% chance to kill with the HP that Durant would have had after switching in. No, it wasn't. It was 73%, that's right. And with HP Rock, that is. So it was a favourable roll. It was a roll that was in my favour, and I could have just basically swept his team with this if it was contrary. It's unfortunate that it wasn't, but it didn't matter in the end. I still won. And whether I'm in 6th or 7th place by 1 point in differential, it doesn't really matter. Great game, Chris. Once again, I'm sorry that he said himself he wasn't feeling it because he, with the nerves of maybe reaching playoffs, I can understand why. I just kept my calm, I kept the pressure on, and I didn't throw it late game, which is which is always a plus. Ending up 3-4 is more or less what I wanted with the season. I said I wanted to go even, but with the fact that there were 7 games, a 3-4 is more than respectable.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Hold up!
Especially with the fact that I lost not only to Bob, who is the ex-champion, but also Pierre, who's looking very strong this season. My money's on him, to be honest. Him or Matt. And yeah, that was quite a big game. I'm not going to lie. It sort of boosted my confidence going into next season. I'm definitely going to stick around. I hopefully will have enough time with what's going on in my life. I'm not going to go over it too much because everybody who knows me in the GPC knows what's going on. So, just to wrap things up, thank you all for watching and enjoying this season with me. I hope you enjoyed the content that I provided with the little edits and inserts, because I enjoyed making it. It's quite rare for me to enjoy editing and not video making and not video recording, but I really did with this series. I had laughs on myself while making them, and it was very enjoyable. I hope you sort of felt that when watching it yourselves. You felt that I put a lot of effort into it. And shout outs mainly to Bob for organising this season. It was so much fun. It's my first go at a league format, and I'm very grateful for him to giving me the shot, and it was very, very fun to experiment with. Shout outs, of course, to Chris for being such a wonderful opponent, and once again I'm sorry for you not making the playoffs. And shout outs to Rufus for being an absolute shithead.
Fuck you. Oh my god.
Thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and let's hope for Lorient Luvdiscs to make a big return next season, or maybe even under a new name. We'll see about that. Hopefully I'll be making a big splash next season. I'll be challenging in Chris's place for the playoff spot in my division. So on that note, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.